Hey you guys, so I want to come on here and talk about Pavel Durov. He is like the Telegram CEO. And of course, if you haven't been living on the rock, he has been arrested by the French government. And there was a warrant out when he was traveling through France, and they literally arrested him simply because of him having a social media company that they can't take and run amok within, and spy on people that are on the app. And it has gotten like very, 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 very scary. Like, as I sit here, like, as I scroll on Instagram, I scroll on TikTok, I scroll on YouTube, all I think about is like, how long would this last? How long would this all last? You see what they're doing to Pavel Durov? Like, it's so obvious that social media won't be free for a very long time. Like, it's coming to the point, and it's very near, that these elites, these disgusting individuals who just want power and to control people like cattle, are simply going to try to take away our freedom by way of the internet and do it through maybe digital AI or something else that we may not even like can't even comprehend. And as I've been reading the stories and like trying to figure out like why all of a sudden they are just going so hard on Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram. I just kept digging, kept digging, kept digging. And I think I know why. So I have like my handy dandy tablet right here. And we are going to really get to the bottom of this shit and see like where did the trigger start? Where did it start and how is it going now? So let's get into it. Let's talk about the totalitarian censorship of it all, and let me just share my thoughts. So I just want to say this. I do not use Telegram whatsoever. I probably used it one time, and my friend, one of my Instagram buddies, offered me like a link, and they was like, "You should really go on Telegram because like there's a lot of information on there." Now, for me, I understand that like I thought the Telegram was gonna be kind of like Instagram or something like that. No, it's almost like a WhatsApp like messaging app. It is, but people, they share like a lot of different information. It could be about politics, it can be about fashion, it can be about anything, to be honest. But mostly what I see on there is like, you know, politics, and they're sharing some deep, dark things that's happening like currently, like things that the news, like the mainstream media is not showing, as like especially when it comes to like, the war that's within the Middle East. It can be about, the government. It can be about anything. And these are private messages between many, many people that are on Telegram, and they're just conversing, by sending each other these, like, they're in big groups conversing about major events or major topics that are within the app that cannot be for the faint of heart, cannot be for the normie people out there to like actually comprehend, because people are stupid. But I don't like the format of Telegram. It gives very messenger vibes, and I don't really like that, so it's not my vibe. I'm not really on there. But Telegram is probably one of the most major social media companies out there, and it has so many users on there, like so many. It's major. I think it's even more major than Instagram and stuff like that, right? So, you know, to see that the French government has a warrant out for the CEO of Telegram, um, Pavel Durov, like it's actually insane because they're literally charging him and indicting him that could lead him in prison for more than 20 years. That's what I've heard. And it's for what the users have put on that app that may or may not be illegal. It says right here that Telegram is one of the few channels that actually shows and allow information that's critical of Western policy to go on. DUROV reportedly faces a number of charges relating to Telegram's lack of moderation, which authorities claim implicates him into sharing of content related to terrorism, drug trafficking, fraud, money laundering. And I've also seen that he's also being charged for like child, explicit content as well. Here's my thing about all of this stuff about like, Pavel Durov. Like, he is the CEO of Telegram. Mark Zuckerberg, he is the CEO of Instagram. Guess which one is allowing the government to have a backdoor entrance into seeing what all of us are chatting about on Instagram, on X, on Snapchat, on all these different platforms? Mark Zuckerberg, Meta. Like, all of these different people have cucked for many, many governments around the world to actually have a backdoor to see what you and I are talking about, which it shouldn't even happen. We are private citizens. We should have our own privacy, you know. But also, these are private companies and they can do whatever they want. That is very true. But these motherfuckers, they do not like when people refuse these back doors into being on their platform. Because Telegram, he was doing that. Pavel Duval, he was not allowing the government to allow a backdoor to spy on citizens around the world, and they didn't like that. They did not, because you want to know where this all started from. It all started what happened within the Middle East. There's a lot of information on Telegram. Pavel Durov, he is not censoring anything. He is not moderating a lot of things. He is allowing free speech on his platform because, again, this is a private messaging app. This isn't like some posts or anything like that. You can post privately. This is private information that people are sharing amongst each other. And the government, the French government that's within NATO, which I think that like the US probably has a lot to do with this as well. I think a lot of NATO countries have a lot to do with this to want to crack down on any information that's going on within Israel, what's going on in Gaza. A lot of things have been, put out there. And there is like a lot of information that has like, came up. And I read frequently the Haaretz, like, news station, because I think it is interesting. I know it's a Jewish, news media, but they be based sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. It says after Iran steals sensitive Israeli data, Israel tries to censor the internet. Anti-Israel hackers stole troves of sensitive Israeli data and are now publishing gigabytes of secret classified information. Unable to stop the hacks, Israel is waging feudal war against the leaks. Now it says this. A few months ago, foreign hackers managed to break into a computer linked to Israel's justice ministry. Tens of thousands of classified files and sensitive emails were leaked. Links allowing anyone to download the breached files were published on Telegram, the popular instant messaging app. However, they soon began to disappear, one by one. The hackers' Telegram channels were taken down, their users deleted, and posts that shared the downloaded links gone. And it also goes on to say Israel has faced an unprecedented onslaught of cyber attacks. Accounts of officials and key figures from Israel's security establishment servers of private firms, military and defense contractors, hospitals, and even government missionaries and key bodies they interact with were all targeted, if not successfully hacked, in a seemingly endless string of attacks, the full extent of which has not yet been made public. So, even though Telegram did censor that, they did take down their posts and they knew that they was gonna get caught for putting out this information. I think Israel did not like that. I truly do. I think Israel did not like that that was like classified information that was going on the app, and I think that's what landed Pavel Durov into like this very, very hot fucking boiling water, especially when the West is profoundly, profoundly for Israel, and for the Jewish people. And so it says right here, Israel is waging a digital war on a number of fronts to try to stem the seemingly endless leak of its information. These efforts including moderating the web and social media sites for leaks and using legal takedown requests to tech firms like Google, Amazon, Meta, and even Telegram to have them removed or blocked. But here it goes. It says right here, in recent months, for example, Israeli requests flagging violations of Telegram's terms of use have led to at least 10 takedowns of hacker groups, users, and channels. Many times it's the same hacker groups who, undeterred, have opened a new channel and posted new links to the same leak. Telegram has proved a massive challenge for Israel since the start of the war, while many tech firms were streamlined mechanisms through which states can reach out to them. Telegram is considered the least cooperative of them all. It says more than that, while many social media platforms have invested heavily in moderation, allowing people and organizations to help monitor content, for example, the removal of anti-Semitic content or posts inciting terrorism, or even the removal of videos from the October 7th massacre, Telegram has not. States and users alike have single email address to give, which they can send their grievances. Telegram emerged at the start of the war as a key platform utilized by Hamas, information warfare against Israel, one Israel was unable to properly address, lacking both monitoring capabilities and understanding of the platform. Concerned by the wave of pro-Hamas content, which included videos from the attack, as well as a constant stream of propaganda materials, Israelis in the high-tech industry tried late in 2023 to reach Telegram founder Pavel Durov. Though they successfully contacted Durov, who lives in the UAE, he was unreceptive to these private requests to improve monitoring on the platform through a few pages linked directly to Hamas military wing were locally. Blocked at a later stage, the private initiative failed to gain any real traction with the app's founder. And there you go. That is why the French government and our government within NATO countries, Western countries, are trying to censor and trying to spy on Americans, because Israel, it's all about Israel. We already know that Israel is America's bitch. Like, no, America is Israel's bitch. And, if anything, if you say anything that's out of line about Israel, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get you. It doesn't matter that they have Meta, Instagram, they have Snapchat, X, all of them within the bag to get everyone to shut up and be quiet. Do not say any type of truth about what's happening within this war, this false flag war that Israel has created. To, basically, like, oh my God, it's a mess. It's a mess. So you mean to tell me that one company out of all of them that isn't cooperating with the Israeli government, now all of a sudden the CEO is arrested for all these charges that they're claiming that, that's on that app. Do you know how much Instagram alone promotes child explicit content, period, on the For You page on anything, do you not see like the many like bots on there that is like promoting sexual content? And bots that are promoting like little like teen looking like, you know, people and stuff like that, and promoting like explicit content on Instagram, like drugs, everything, trafficking, everything, money laundering, money schemes, scam, everything. You mean to tell me that simply because Meta is like, um, the like Meta is the government's bitch, and they do whatever they say. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg literally came out and talked about how he is like, you know, regretting what he did during, the pandemic, censoring, you know, people were making jokes about the pandemic. People were, it was comedy. It was like people's basic opinions about not taking the juice and all this kind of stuff. I'm not even going to get into that because I got flagged last time for talking about this on my last video, and I had to like mute some things out. He regretted talking about this, Mark Zuckerberg. And of course, he's a Jew. He's going to do whatever, Israel says. He didn't say he regrets any like, taking down censoring of like, people talking about the war that's happening in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas. That false flag. But he regrets like censoring people for actually having an opinion. But he did it anyway, and he still does it. He still continues to do it. Because Meta, they take any requests from any governments, especially since Mark Zuckerberg is a Jew. I'm 100% sure that he is still censoring people on Instagram, Facebook for having an opinion about anything that's happening within Israel. And that's the thing. They don't want you to have the information out. They want you to be dumb and slow and all have the same, Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel should always stay as a state. That's the state of the Jewish people. If you have any criticism of Israel, you are anti-Semitic. Even though the people in Gaza are actually Semitic, okay? They're Arabic. They're Semitic. Stupid. You cannot be anti-Semitic if you like Arabs too. The most anti-Semitic people out there are Jews. Period. Let's actually be it, okay? Since you want to change the definition of anti-Semitism and make it all about Jews, you forgot about the fucking Arabs. They're also motherfucking like Semitic. So how are you gonna tell me that I'm anti-Semitic when I like the Muslims? I think they're cool. I think they're okay with me. I don't care. We may not share the same values. We may not share the same what religion, but most Muslims that I've met in my life are cool people, nice people. They don't try to counsel people for having an opinion about their religion and share a law and stuff like that. I don't see that happening in America. No, I do not. I don't see an Arab, coalition with like lobby, telling our government to basically, and paying them to basically put in hate speech laws for Jewish people, for Arab people, to silence us about criticism about their religion or their Middle Eastern countries. Only Israel's doing that. So it's like it's obvious that the reason why he's in there is because they want totalitarian censorship. Just like with Thomas Massey, like he's the only person in that is a representative that is against Israel and against sending aid to foreign nations. And just how like Apex smeared him to fucking dirt, even though he still won because I vote for him. Yes, I do. I vote for him. Just how they smeared him, and they have everyone else to be in line. One person that isn't cooperating, fucking A. They literally go after them. And they literally treat them like scum, even though they just have an open brain about, not wanting to send or censor people online or give them foreign aid. That's completely fine. We shouldn't do that. But Israel does not give a fuck. They want to destroy you. They want to keep you down because they don't want you to know about what's actually happening. They don't want you to know about a lot of things that's happening that's being kept secret that is soon coming to the light because we have X. We may not have a lot of freedom on X, but we have X, we have Telegram, we have these different places that give us information, and they don't like that. They want to have complete control over you. And that's why that man is arrested. That's why Pavel Durov is arrested. And also he's Russian too. Oh, period. Like the world is already against like, Putin, and it's so obvious that they're going after him simply because he's Russian and they believe that he's an agent, and him giving, like, him allowing all this free speech, it literally makes them panic. It makes them croak. It makes these governments, these elitist sick fucks, croak. They don't like to see you think for yourself. You need to think for your fucking self and pick your ass up, okay? That's why that man is in jail right now and arrested and facing 20 years in prison. Now, this is the thing though. Like, I think that sooner or later, this is just like, the warning for all of us. Like, no one is safe. No one goes unscathed. Kanye West was a billionaire before the Jews were done with him. You don't think that Pavel, oh my god, I literally fuck up his name. Pavel Durov is like gonna go unscathed? No, he's not. I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna lock him up. Or either they're gonna have like a deal with him. I mean, like, I've seen this as well on this really just came out like 23 hours ago about how they're now walking back and actually starting to censor people now on Telegram. It says Telegram has quietly removed language from its FAQ page, saying private chats were protected and that we do not process any requests related to them. The changes comes nearly 2 weeks after its CEO, Pavel Durov, was arrested in France for allegedly allowing criminal activity to go on underrated on the messaging app. Telegram spokesman Remy Vaughn says the app's source code has not changed. Private chats are still private too, although you could always report a new incoming chat to moderators by using block report. Anyone can check Telegram's open source code and see there were no changes, writes Vaughn in a statement shared with The Verge. And it says it's easier for criminals to abuse our platform, he wrote in the statement shared on Thursday. That's why I made my personal goal to ensure we significantly improve things in this regard. We've already started the process internally, and I will share more details on our progress with you very soon. So it's quite obvious that, this man's been blackmailed into censoring people, and, in order for him not to go to jail, he's going to have to, like, fucking come in there and, censor. It's really sad. It's nothing but control, totalitarian control. I feel so bad for Pavel Durov. Like, this man, he is trying to allow Americans, French people, Russian people, whatever have you, have the ability to speak, but the government do not want that to happen. They want you to be fucking dumb. They don't want you to have any information about what's actually happening within our government. These foreign nations that are controlling our government, making them write in hate speech laws to say that you cannot say one word about a foreign nation, which is Israel. And it makes no sense. Like, if it was like that all across the board, like Ukraine was doing the same thing, Russia was doing the same thing to America, all these kind of things, like, you couldn't talk about each other's different, like, countries, and that was happening all throughout the world. Whatever. We'll just talk about our own country, figure out our own shit. We don't have to talk about other countries, but these countries, such as Israel, that actually has a lobby, that is actually a foreign agent, that is deliberately, using money to, like, change the outcome of our elections, using money to blackmail and get, and basically bribe our governors, state representatives, the people in the Senate to pass laws that harm us, that take away our freedom of speech. Literally. Also having us to send money overseas to a foreign nation that doesn't give us really anything for how much they want from us. Money, weapons, hate speech laws, like, all these different things. Like, what? There's no hate speech laws in Israel for them to talk shit about us. What? I talk about our people. It's just, it's not equal. It's not equal at all. And when will it stop? When will we stop allowing this to happen? When will we stop allowing this to happen? I'm sorry, my heart was like pissing me off. Like, when will we stop allowing this to happen? When will things change? Like, and I think the internet is so powerful too. Like, it really is. Like, because without the internet, I wouldn't be able to talk about this, you know? And just like what's happening and what has happened in Germany, you remember the 90-year-old lady that they claimed that she was denying the Holocaust? She's in jail. Like, the woman's in jail. She's back and forth in jail. They jail people over there with the same hate speech laws that they have going through our Congress that has passed. You know, like, I truly think, like, in a couple years, like, we're not going to be able to have anything. We're not going to have a free, like a full free speech platform at all. I think X is going to go down. Instagram's already like censoring people. I get censored on Instagram all the time. It's just a matter of time where like they want to cut off communication, so we won't be able to be smart enough to understand what's actually happening. That's why it's important to like know these things, and not be discouraged by people to like not, not think on your own. It's very important. I think this is very scary. I think that it's so sad that they're criminalizing people that has private companies that can't control everything that happens on the platform to get arrested for those things. Like, imagine all the things that Mark Zuckerberg has on Meta and has on, like, Instagram that is so foul and grotesque. And a lot of things on there, like, there's so many pages on there that like has like little girl accounts that they do. Like, it's gross, and they're perverted. But he's not getting arrested. Why? Because he's literally, like, all these different governments, especially like Israel, they have Meta, Instagram about the balls. It's so sad. Like, why haven't they arrested Mark Zuckerberg? Why haven't they? I'm pretty sure on that fucking big ass app, there's a lot of shit going on there. But just because PAVEL DUROV doesn't give up all of our information from Telegram, doesn't out people for having private messaging, and for them to like be like Hamas is on Telegram, like, what? Okay, and so Hamas can't be on Telegram? I'm sorry, like, Israel can be on Telegram, but Hamas can't. Russians can't be on Telegram, but Ukrainians can. They can share information. Like, what is this? It's a free platform. Anyone can be on there as long as they're not promoting violence or anything like that. Like, it shouldn't be a big of a deal, you know? And how are you gonna say like, oh, it's like pro Hamas information? Like, what do you mean? Like, why? I bet it's just like, for the most part, I bet it's just literally like pro Palestine people on there just chit chatting and just like sharing like videos of like all these dead children that Israel has fucking killed. I'm pretty sure it's just that, and they just gonna be like, it's pro Hamas propaganda. Like, what? The only information that comes from the mainstream media comes from Israel. Every single thing. And when it comes to the tunnels, it comes to like where they're at. It comes to like how many people have been killed, if they killed anyone. It all comes from them. They won't talk to like Hamas at all. They wouldn't. They don't say anything. It's because the media is controlled by you know who, the Jews. I'm over here like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say who it was. He was a Jewish doctor. Like, that's literally how I feel like every time I talk about this. But yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk about, you guys. That is why Telegram is under fire. It always comes back to Israel, always comes back to the Jews every fucking time. And you guys can call me anti-Semitic. Can be anti-Semitic if I like Muslims. Can't be anti-Semitic if I respect them. Hell, I have some friends that are Jewish too. But you think I'm gonna need someone's approval? Like, I don't need a Jew's approval to criticize another Jew or a Jewish country or a Jewish media site or a Jewish government. I'm an individual. Like, I'm so sick of seeing people like Candace Owens always parading around all these Jews and be like, look, this is my Jewish friend. How can I be anti-Semitic? No, bitch. Like, you don't need permission from them. Like, you're goy. Like you don't need to be their slave in order to have permission to criticize them. No one had permission to criticize blacks when BLM was coming along. Like Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, David Smith, all these different Jews and different people. It doesn't matter what race you was, had a take on BLM, has a take on black people, gays, trans, whites. I mean, whites get it the most. Like whites, they are demonized the most. But do you think they have permission from other people that they talk about that are from a different race to criticize them? No. Why we need permission from Jews? And to hear Dave Smith say like the greatest criticizers of of Israel is Jews. Like what? So you're thinking that you are special. You're thinking that you are better than people who aren't Jewish. You think that we need your permission. No, we don't. I don't need permission from anyone. I would talk about whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, anyways, I'm done with this. I feel so bad for Pavel Durov, and I pray for him. I literally do pray for him. I pray for America. I pray for this world to get healed and through Christ's name. Like I truly feel like that it's not going to get better. This world was not meant to be how it is. God did not intend this world to be like this. So, it is what it is. But I pray you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I like this video. I think I did a pretty good job. I was very calm, in my last live, I hope you guys watch my live. I hope you guys do follow me and subscribe for sure if you like this content. See how I do much better when I do pre-recorded videos. Like on live, it makes me nervous, but I will be getting on live more. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of those lives. What do you want me to talk about? I would like suggestions. I really would, but thank you guys for watching. Love you so much. Bye.